How is it going, guys? Today I'll be covering 10 scams that could possibly lose you your bank. And I know me, I've been playing the game for so many years, guys, and I would say I'm a veteran, and I've been scammed and lured multiple times for over 300 mil. So, I really want to warn you and try and give all my knowledge I can to help you not get scammed. Now, some of these scams are very basic, and some of them are new, some of them are very old, even with a twist. I guarantee you will learn a couple things in the video and better yourself in the future towards any pesky scammers. One last thing before we begin, guys, don't ever approach a scammer, try and engage them, be aware, stick to your PVM, stick to your quests, and get them gains. So starting off at number 1, this has got to be the most simple out of all the scams, but it's really working. You can go to any world in GE, possibly 302, 330, 29, and you will see a high level wearing pretty expensive gear, begging for 500k, 1 mil, 2 mil, and people actually give it to them in the hopes that they'll get a prize or get lucky. I'm not really sure, it's some type of mental psychology, but it is clearly working. Never trust them, guys. They're just gonna log out, go to a different world, and continue this cycle. And I do find that normally low levels fall for this type of one, which is sad. I mean, these high levels could easily be making 2 mil plus an hour, but they're trying to scam people for a mil, and I bet they only get a trade or two an hour, so they might as well go PVM, the definition of lazy. Anywhere you go in RuneScape, there's a doubler, but this one has a twist to it. They're offering the double in one trade, which is a little suspicious because normally they try and do 2 and they're probably going to scam you that way. But this person is going to put up all the gold and then quickly decline it while you're so excited and you accept it. And you can see this guy right here, he says, oops, I forgot his 0, which probably means he put 250k versus 2.5 mil and she was gone before I could blink. So I feel really bad, and of course it was another low level. If these scammers do get the timing right, they could easily collect your coins, bots, scripts, and like auto clickers, or they can go quicker than the human hand. Some of these scammers may even let you walk away with 200k, 500k, a mil, and then they'll actually get you on the next one. Just don't look for these doubling and gold trading games, guys. It's never gonna work out in your favor. This scam is easily one of the most dangerous. You really need to pay attention and watch out for this one. It is the dual arena bow scam. This scam has multiple elements to it and multiple ways they can get you and outsmart you. Most likely, if you're going to go into this one, you're going to get scammed. I feel like an idiot. I even got scammed by this one a couple months ago, which kind of even gave me the idea to go on and make this video. So I will explain this one in great depth, but first off, let's watch someone that actually got scammed. Let's see what he did wrong, and even at the end of it, he still doesn't realize the full reason of how he got scammed, which is kind of funny, so let's get into it.
Person A then asked me to follow him to the duel arena where I would practically just win free money off him. How could anything possibly go wrong? Person A is also much lower ranged and combat level than me, and he is deemed to be a scammer or bad person, so foiling his plans will be great, and maybe it will stop him from ever doing any more because he's failed twice in a row. So for those who are veterans at the game and are very experienced with it, you would probably see my mistake from a mile away. But to those less experienced players such as myself, who are although very cautious and have had experience with scammers, these kind of people, like me, could still fall for this scam. So the most minuscule detail or quirk that I missed out on right here was this. You can disable the shield slot in arena, which to the untrained eye, someone such as myself, who never PK or stake, just really getting back into the game would not notice. So what this means is that the bow that person A gave me is recognized as a two-handed weapon, and when I enter the arena, my bow gets unequipped, and no matter how much I try to equip my bow or fight back, I can't because the shield slot and melee are both disabled, and furthermore, he can see my inventory to make sure I didn't carry any weapons that deemed to be one-handed weapons that are ranged so I could use to fight back. He also kept emphasizing that I had to use the bow and nothing else in this little arrangement that he made. So what the scammer did was he carried knives, which counted as a ranged weapon, but also it was a one-handed weapon that did not occupy the shield slot, so he was allowed to use it, and the moment I realized my mistake, person B had already blocked me.
Well, yeah, that was pretty painful to watch, guys, but I do want to address a couple things. So number 1, he says they were knives instead of darts, but in all actuality they were darts put inside the blowpipe you can see in the previous clip. And what the scammer will do is unload the blowpipe and wield the darts. Of course, at 40 range you can wield the ruin, so that's more than sufficient to kill your opponent. And yes, he did have the shield option off, which couldn't have allowed him to fire the bow anyway. Of course, that's kind of the base scam of it. You think you're gonna get him with the arrows when he gives you ruin, but he's got the darts, and it's pretty smart, guys. This is one of of the most common scams happening right now. I mean, you can go to Duel Arena, there's like 5 of these people walking around. At the GE, there's another 2 of them, maybe 3, 4, 5. I was very curious, and I knew that skill capes had special perks. I knew that the fletching cape actually gave a bronze crossbow, so I bought some opal bolts and equipped them so he could never see them, and then he could only see my inventory. And we went on with the basic bow and whatnot. Look how smart he is. He knows that I'm already anti-scamming him with the cape, but he plays it off and he just says bank the arrows. And then he challenges me again, puts range off and puts magic on, thinking that I'd be so excited that I'm actually gonna scam him that I wouldn't notice. He would have probably airstriked me to death for my 50 mil. RIP. If you could learn anything just about this scam, it's that the scammers really do know what's going on. But honestly guys, you will probably never get them, and if you don't engage with them, the chances of you actually losing your items go down so much. So yeah, my little tip for you guys. So this one is very clever, especially to a new player that doesn't know all the items. It is a very simple scam, but I actually fell for it when I was a younger kid. I lost my dragon plate skirt for 700k in the Catherby bank. I'll never forget it, man. It was so sad. There was so much people, and one of the guys in the bank was buying like a dark lore remain, you know, like a really odd item that you wouldn't know what it was, and then someone else on the other side of the bank was selling it for like 500k. So I was like, damn, I'm about to make a 500k flip. And then of course it's an item worth like 0 GP. I bought it, I'm stuck with it. Totally scammed, guys, watch out. Moving on to another basic but dangerous scam, especially if you're maybe a little drunk, maybe it's really late at night, or you're just not paying attention. But yeah, you guys have all seen this one, but it actually works. Like, there is legit 3 bill, 5 bill, 6 bill compilations of people using this tab scam, guys. All they say is, you know, oh yeah, meet my main in Cami, bro. They put up the tab accept. Your brain is just like reading the Cami message while you see the tab. And I don't know how people fall for it. I've never actually, you know, fell for this one, but clearly people do. Oh man. So at one point or another, every RuneScape player is gonna venture to the Duel Arena to do a little bit of staking, a little bit of gambling, and there is quite a bit of ways you can get scammed, even with the new customizable interface, which some say it's actually easier to get scammed this way, so I want to go over a few things. So in my last tips and tricks video, I talked about how people will scam you at the Duel Arena using either a Dragon Warhammer or a Hasta or something like that, but you know, it does go more complex obviously. So probably the first one to watch out for, it's similar to the odd item, but they will pick an item like a spider on a stick that looks like an arcane, and then they will actually find an item that the OS Buddy price guide is off on. Like, I remember when Banno's boots were on the rise, in theory they were actually like maybe 600k, but the OS Buddy price guide said they were like 1.5 mil. So people would buy 20 of those and it'd actually be double of what it's worth, and then they put up like the spider on a stick. I honestly doubt they get anyone, but I've seen it done multiple times. What a lot of scammers have been doing recently is they actually put, you know, their plate body on. You can't tell. It's like a Guthan's plate body, so it looks like it's brown with your brown skin, and then they actually click the plate body option on like a millisecond before you click your load last duel, so you feel like you're in control, you pick the things, and you know, all it takes is for you to be kind of AFK on another account, not looking at it fully, and you will definitely get scammed that way. Not to mention food on, prayer on, even special attack on, which isn't the biggest deal. I see people trying to scam that all the time. So if you guys are at the Duel Arena, make sure you look over everything very clear, because it's not hard to get scammed. Definitely got a few more interesting scams, but this one I want to talk about is a basic fish scam lore. I'm not sure what you'd really want to call it, but you see it all the time, guys. And I'm going to play this quick clip of, you know, this guy explaining it. He actually went to the website.
So to get the 150 mil, you have to post your RuneScape name into the thread in the first comment. So he commented the link, which I'm about to show you now. Yeah, he commented a link. You're supposed to click on that, and then you have to comment your RuneScape name on that thread that he linked. So yeah, I'm just gonna add a random reply and click on post, and what happens after is it tells you to log in. Now this is where you stop and you dip. This is where they get your freaking account. So what it's gonna ask you to do is put your email and password. Let's just say I put my email of my account.
And yeah, these giveaway links are also posted all around Twitch, if you guys ever check that out, so really stay away from that stuff, guys. Alright, so I'm actually in the making of scamming the doublers, and I've already accumulated like a mil plus, but this guy was pretty generous, but I wonder if he was trying to trick me because he knew I was high level. So what a lot of these doublers will do is maybe you'll come up to them, give them 20k, they'll do 40. Then you'll be, I'll do 40, they do 80, and then you're like, dang, this guy's legit, I'll go do 500k. And then they will take your 500k and vanish, basically. And I kind of stuck with this guy. I wanted to see how legit he was, what he'd actually pay out, and I ended up logging on him. But you still may actually get conned into it. No one's gonna actually double your money legit. And people say, oh, I'm quitting, why don't you just give it to the player instead of trying to make him double it? It just really doesn't make sense. Alright, so this one is very interesting. It's a 55 times 2 basic like gambling flower game, hot and cold. We all used to see it quite a bit pre-EOC. This is just like having another player stake for you. If you remember a couple years ago, people were getting banned left and right on Twitch for actually having their viewers pay them to stake for them. And let's say you paid me 10 mil. I won, it'd be a 20 mil win. I'd actually give you 45% and I would keep the 5%, or maybe it's even 10%, I'm not sure. So I'd make a mil every stake I do, and this is what it is. If you win or lose the dice, in theory, the bot, the casino, is gonna make money through the statistical odds. It's also very similar to the people at the duel arena that have like 97 attack, 96 strength, 96 defense, 99 HP. In theory, they still have the odds and they're paying 10% less every time. So the more stakes they actually go through with, even if they lose, they make money. I would say some of these dicers could definitely be posing as bots, you know, seeming legit, but then once you put up 500k a mil, they are gone. That's how it always works. So definitely the most common scam in the whole game is getting scammed / lured by your own friends, whether they're really your friend or not, or they had the idea to scam you all along. You know, you get a tacit drop, he asks if he can sell in GE, you think why not, he logs out, never gives you your money, or you go PKing with a couple of your friends, risking more than you normally would, and they bait you and lure you, and it was all a setup. People are so ruthless, and they'll do anything for gold. Honestly, pixels is a lot to people, so pick your friends wisely, guys. I really suggest it. Yeah.
I didn't trick you whatsoever.
No.
You came to me and handed me your gold in game.
No, but before I gave you the golds, you agreed to stake for me and let me cash out at 15 mil profit.
RuneScape tips and tricks and not trust people you don't know. There's an idea.
Well,
I would never run up to you and give you 60 mil. I don't care who I am.
You 60 mil.
There's two people in this game that I trust as my stuff.
Okay, and who's that?
And that is Nick. And money in this game doesn't even matter to me.
No, if it doesn't matter to you, then why would you?
Well, I doubt that, Logan. You've played at least 100 hours on the 7 days. To be honest, doesn't matter to you. It's your fucking life. You haven't even gone to work this week. You haven't gone to work the entire last week, have you?
No. No. Money on this game doesn't even matter to me, though.
No.
I'm not saying money on this game. I'm saying money in real life.
Okay, so if money in this game doesn't matter to you, then why would you value 75 mil over Nick's friendship? Because I'd be hella surprised if after you scam me for 75 mil, if Nick would still be your friend. That's all I'm saying.
Alright. Fuck you, Nick, you piece of shit. I don't give a fuck. Nick can be my friend or not. If he's gonna be my friend, cool. We have good times. We'll kick it. Okay, then why are we still talking about this? You trying to make me feel bad right now?
No, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm trying to.
You just gave me the gold.
I'm trying to explain to you.
Say, Nick's no longer gonna be your friend, Logan. So, yeah, that's where I stand. Again, you gave me the money. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. It was nice. I mean, who doesn't want to just have a free? Oh, here's 16. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, appreciate it. You know, whether you like RuneScape Gold or not, it's still a little chunk of change. Thank you very much for that. But I'm not giving it back to you.
Hopefully you found that video informative, entertaining, and just interesting to watch. I had so much fun making it. And like I said earlier, guys, I'm going to be doing the same type of video based on skull tricking, past lures that have been patched. I have a couple ideas, guys, so definitely stay tuned. Leave any comments of, something you want me to cover. Let me know. Hopefully you did enjoy. Peace.